Well, my uploads didn't upload, so yeah. You guys don't understand, but I tried to upload 2 podcasts today, and both of them failed to upload, and it was stupid. So, here I am, basically recapping one of my ones. I'm going to tell the second one better because, yeah, my first one was kind of near-death experience, my funny one. But my second story was my war story, I guess you could say. I've never been in war, like, never actually been shot at by real bullets. So, I don't want to offend anybody by taking away from, like, veterans or whatever. Veterans are people who've been in war by saying that I have war stories. They're not real war stories, they're paintball war stories. They're not even war, they're just paintball stories. So yeah, just to make that clear. But yeah, this story, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, like, Saving Private Ryan. It's a war movie about D-Day, sort of D-Day in a different storyline, but all these people were getting shot right away, right? Like right out the boat, and this is what it reminded me of was that scene from that movie. But yeah, so I have a Tippmann TMC, not sponsored, by the way. This video is not sponsored. Tippmann TMC, and it's an AR-15 looking gun. It's mag fed or hopper fed, depending on whatever I want. But it's really, yeah, it's really nice. I really like it. But that's one of the reasons why this story kind of fits in, because all these little kids were there that day at Pyrrhic Paintball, also not sponsored. We were all at Pyrrhic, and that's where I go to paintball. But like all these little kids who are first-time paintballers were out there, and I was like, holy crap, this is a lot of newbies, right? And I'm not gonna be gloating or whatever that is. I don't want to brag or gloat, but I was like the best one out there at that time, only because nobody else has ever paintballed who was out there. Like 90% of the players who were out there were not. It was their first time. So I was beating everybody. All these little kids were like, "Oh, he's got a cool gun. He's good." Blah 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 blah. And like, just to keep clearing this up, I'm not gloating. I could get my ass handed to me by like 90% of the paintballers that I usually paintball with. Like a good chunk of them could beat the crap out of me one-on-one. Anyways, so I was running around, and all these kids were trying to run around with me and getting themselves shot and all that stuff. But then we were playing my favorite game mode at the end. It was called Storm the Castle, and it's where 15 guys are up in a fort. And if you ever look at the Pyrrhic Paintball field, once again not sponsored, they have a fortified hill that we play Storm the Castle on. And 15 guys go up on that hill, and then the rest of the players have to rush and try and take that hill in 15 minutes, kill everybody inside. So what it was is we were running around. I ran to the field, right? They all got up there. And I noticed all these little kids are freaking walking, and they pile up right next to me. And I was like, I'm going to do a little experiment, right? So I walk to the other side of our start point, which is like a good 10, 20 yards away, kind of across the back of the field. And I'm over there, and I look over, and I see like 30 little kids, once again, follow me over there. And they're all sitting there, and the ref goes, "Is everybody ready?" from across the field. Everybody screams, yeah. Then I turned to the kids and I was like, you guys want to win? They're like, yeah. I was like, follow me, right? And I was like, because I had like a great master plan or whatever. I was like, I ain't getting shot this round. So yeah, I had like 30 human shields. Anyways, so we were running forward, and I see these, like, all these kids, we're running. I don't care about them, right? I want to win. So I run and I sprint and I get up to where I'm about to rush, and I turn around and I see like freaking 30 little kids rush up. I'm like, how did none of you get shot? None of you. All of them were there. Nobody had gotten shot yet. I was like, whatever. So they all kind of scattered out into cover, and I ran up, and I'm right next to the fort, right? And I peek in, and I see some dude standing there, and I blast him. So there's 14 left in the hill that I know of. And I'm kind of like, okay. So I turn around, and a freaking mob of 30 kids comes running up, and they're all like lined up behind me, ready to breach. But they're all like wide open for being shot from like where I saw like two guys. And I was like, they're gonna get shot. So I look over and I grab the one kid by the collar, like the first kid I saw by the collar. I was like, are you guys ready? And they all screamed, yeah. And I'm like, I freaking basically pick this kid up, right? Throw him behind a wall. Like there was a wall right in front of me. I pick him up and I kind of like swing him around the wall into the trench where the fort is. And he like freaking like stood there, kind of got thrown in there, and then he ran in shooting, and like 10 kids run through. I jump in, and like the rest of them kind of try and pile up. It's a really small spot though, and so I move off to the side and I'm pushing kids forward. I'm like, go, right? Like shoot at everybody you see except for your own teammates, right? Obviously, you're getting shot at, shoot at them, right? So we're running, like they're running through, and I'm pushing kids through, and I look over because I start hearing like screaming, and I look over, and all these kids, it's like the war scene from like a D-Day scene, right? They're sitting there, and when people get shot by paintballs, right? It usually splatters, and depending on how it hits, it could look like they actually got shot, like a blood splatter. Except it's yellow paint, so it's obviously not blood. But I'm sitting there, and I just hear all these kids start screaming, and they have a couple speedballers. And for those of you who don't know, speedball basically use their middle and index finger, and they can basically make a semi-automatic gun turn automatic, sort of. Like on a good speedballer, they can be really fast. Anyway, so these speedballers were just blasting these kids. And I was like, holy crap. I look up and their freaking kids are falling down. Kids are jumping off the side of the trench trying to jump down the hill. It was a lot. But then, like, all these kids are like, keep going. And all these kids freaking rush on forward, right? So there's like all 20 of them just rush on forward. I'm at like the back of the crowd, right? And I'm sitting there and it's freaking like a stampede. These people are dying. We push like the last 5 into the back side of the fort. So it dies down quite a bit in my area. And there's some kid, he's crying, he's on the ground, and I kind of pick him up and lean him against the side. I'm like, what's wrong? He had a giant gash on his chin. And he's like, I got kicked. I was like, whatever. So I have like a little first aid kit in my backpack that I carry around out there for stuff like that. But I had paper towels in it, and I was like, I'm not wasting a bandage on you. So I take a paper towel and I slap it on his face. I'm like, hold it there. He's like, okay. So he's holding it there, and he walks off down the field. There's another kid who he also got kicked in the side of the head, and he's laying down. And he got up, and he's all dizzy, and I was like, yeah, go down the hill. Try not to fall. Kind of gave him a little push, and he started walking down the hill fine. Yeah, then we cornered all the last guys, and it was a pretty good round. It was really scary, though, because it was like, I don't know. I've been shot by paintballs before, so I'm not afraid of them. They just hurt like a bitch, like they hurt, and you don't want to get shot by a paintball. But obviously, I'm not scared. I know I've been shot by paintballs before, so yeah, I know I could handle it. I don't know. It was funny though because I liked to watch how all these little kids were so dedicated to winning and so dedicated to, like, I don't know. I don't want to say dedicated to me because they weren't dedicated to me. They just looked up to me in that way. Like they're like a general. I felt like a general, right? Leading my troops. Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but I liked it. Yeah, there's a lot more paintball stories that I have. But yeah, I think that's all for this episode. Thanks for listening. I say a lot, by the way. Yeah, I've noticed that in my earlier podcasts, there's a lot of pauses and likes and ums and stuff like that. See, there it is again. Yeah, so thanks for listening. Like and subscribe if you liked, and if you want to subscribe. It's America, so you have rights and freedoms. So do whatever you want. Except, okay, don't do whatever you want. I'll probably get in trouble for that. Like and subscribe if you want, because it's your choice. Boom. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. Adios, amigos.